or you can watch Evolve in just a few weeks, August 24th and 25th. All a part of your Club WWN subscription. One of the unique things here of this fatal four-way, 2 men will begin, 2 men will be outside of the ring. We're gonna attempt to have some semblance of rules here, Zach. Tags will be required here. Now the question is, who is gonna begin this matchup? You can see referee Billy Grace, your first American boyfriend, trying to get guys out. Looks like it's gonna be Sage Scott, Cyrus, Satin. Tell you, Satin is really in with the Sharks, and not just with the Shark Week do I say that.
To say the Poseidon of pinfalls has got his work cut out for him here. But I will say, anybody who's been watching the Proving Ground shows every Wednesday, this has become the summer of Satin. This guy has been nailing it day in, day out, has gotten huge victory after huge victory. But this is an uphill battle.
But the challenge for him tonight is he hits a beautiful drop kick on Sage Scott. Is really, you've got 3 other competitors that can come from anywhere, even with the tags. You can never trust anybody, no pun intended here. And you can see Catena tagging himself in. Sage Scott not amused, but guess what? That's legal. Talk about 2 egos right now that could fill the building.
I say, them's the rules in this type of matchup.
And look, Kendrick asking to tag in. Getting impatient as Satin taking a while to get out of the ring. And here's the thing, once again, I talked about Kendrick, how many years in the sport? Well, here's Anthony Catena, another guy, wow. Take all the nice things I was about to say about him and forget about it as he tags in Sage Scott. Not sure what mind games Catena might have had in mind here, but you know what, truth be told, if you're in a matchup like this, as long as you can control the fall and make it your own, he's catching his breath right now.
I'll say that might be the winning strategy here, and it pains me to admit this, but that kind of strategy, that would stem from one Skinny Vinny. In terms of thinking that step ahead.
You might be right. Big boot, though, from Kendrick as he catches Sage Scott in the gut. Kennedy's got to keep an eye out as he just went near the Metro Brothers. Recently part of Skinny Vinny's new, I don't think he's named it yet, but we'll just say new trio of talents. And what a beautiful famouser here. Just took down Kendrick here. Sage Scott going for the pin. 2 count only. We're sitting here gushing about Skinny Vinny, and instead in the ring, Sage Scott showing that athleticism, and Catena again tags in, and of course tags in when Kendrick's in trouble.
Well, I was going to say, you saw as soon as the pinfall was getting counted, Skinny Vinny and the Metros, their heads all snapped around.
And as Kendrick's just showing off here, this young specimen, once again, you heard it from Skinny Vinny, 6'4", in the shape of his young life, as he's caught in the gut by the veteran Kendrick. We first had an opportunity to see Catena actually through the WWN seminar tryout system, part of the WWN live experience. The kid's been showing off. Kendrick perfectly executing that maneuver here. And the thing is, if Catena would just not be so cocky as Satin tags himself in, I was about to say a huge upside to this kid, but then again, Skinny Vinny now could be the difference maker for Catena, but at this moment, Cyrus Satin with those forearms, you can hear the WWN faithful getting behind Satin. Reversal from Catena, using that strength to his advantage, but now the speed of Cyrus Satin here. And roll up.
Only a 2 count, but Trevin, what I tell you, the Poseidon of pinfalls, he is reinventing the wheel in terms of getting that 3 count. Oh, and he got turned inside out for his troubles.
Yeah, and a lariat like that very well may have knocked him loopy. Pinfall, emphatic kick out again, but in this case, I don't believe that was anything more than instinct here when it comes to Satin. Probably has no clue where he is as he's hit again by that short clothesline. The strength of Catena is unparalleled. Probably only thing that eclipses his cockiness. And another short clothesline here. Satin is in a lot of trouble, Zach. Pinfall. 2 count only, and Catena's got to keep the offensive on, not waste the time arguing with the ref. Hell, leave it to Skinny Vinny as he's doing.
That's true. No one excels more at arguing with referees than Skinny Vinny, but Sage Scott now blind tag and picking up the pieces of Cyrus Satin.
Yeah, but I think this time Catena might be happy he got tagged out of there. Looked like he was starting to be in trouble again. Now Sage Scott, as you just said, trying to take advantage of the state of Satin. Momentarily, Satin had an offensive going, but right now it's all Sage Scott. Another strong man, especially for his size. Beautiful suplex.
Big old facts from Sage Scott, de facto leader of the Midnight Tribe. Lateral press, oh, but just a 2 count.
Yeah, and he did not hook the leg in that case. Not sure if it was cockiness or just a little bit of experience when it comes to Sage Scott. But talk about conditioning. Look at Sage Scott. He is literally a specimen, Zach.
Oh, and just so athletically gifted. For being a guy his size in terms of width, you wouldn't think he'd be as quick and agile as he is, but he can really impress you. And the fact that he is so confident and the fact that he's got Jackson Duvalier at his side makes him that much more dangerous.
And you just saw the way Satin was whipped into the turnbuckle here. Satin can't even stand up on his own, or can he? Beautiful drop kick, gotta get some separation here. Sage Scott finds himself in the corner with Catena. Catena chooses to tag in. I want to remind you guys, this is every man for himself here. As Kendrick taken out by Catena. And I think right now they're very focused on taking advantage of the dire state of Cyrus Satin. What a beautiful neck breaker.
On paper, it may be every man for himself. Lateral pinfall. Ooh, just a 2 count. On paper, it may be every man for himself, but this is the textbook definition of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And you saw Kendrick going for the tag there just so Cyrus could get some time to breathe.
Well, and again, the reality of the situation is if Satin gets pinned by anybody, that's not Kendrick. Kendrick doesn't win this matchup here. As now Sage and Catena here, bit of a double team. Are we seeing some unity? And that beautiful shoulder tackle from Sage Scott. Catena, I think he's saying, let me show you how it's done.
I was gonna say, I don't think this is what Cyrus wanted.
And what a shoulder tackle. Who gets the better rating, Zach?
Yeah, I was gonna say, this has become like a power measuring contest between Sage Scott and Anthony Catena, and unfortunately, Satin is the example to be used from. This is bad news for the Aquabra.
Yeah, the spirit of the CrossFit Games here. You got a core bag in the form of Cyrus Satin just getting destroyed by two truly physical specimens with horrible attitudes, both of them. Both as well arguing here with Billy Grace, who's finally saying, look, dude, only one can be in the ring.
Say the only thing more impressive than their physiques is their enormous egos.
Satin hit, not just with the ropes, the way his back hit it with so much force, but what a lariat by Catena. And look at Sage Scott going after him. Billy Grace needs to get some control of this matchup. And a press. What a press slam from Sage Scott. And beautiful standing moonsault, pinfall. Catena breaking things up. You saw that boot.
I'll say, the competition may be over now, Trevin.
Yeah, indeed, or it's actually continued from the point of view of indeed there can be only one. Catena dumping Sage Scott into the post. You can see Jackson Duvalier about to lose it outside of the ring. And I'm telling you right now, Satin in a lot of trouble. He's trying to fight away from Catena here. And right now, Skinny Vinny and the Metro Brothers just, at least we're incredibly happy, but now Kendrick's been able to tag into this matchup. And a reminder once again, this really is every man for himself. And Kendrick wasted no time here, going after the other men that have been in this ring much more than him, pinfall.
Whoa, that was close.
About 2 3/4, but who was even legal at this point?
It's hard to tell, but Kendrick almost ran away with this thing.
It's been a while since my first American boyfriend's been able to get in the ring after an injury here, obviously working out the kinks here as Catena taking advantage of this match, continuing, catching Kendrick, and what a neck breaker. How good is Catena?
I'll say the absolute precision on that. Whoa, what a leg lariat.
And you can hear it again, the ACW faithful come unglued for Cyrus Satin. He's trying to fight back, but the damage has been done and redone here, pinfall.
Whoa, and Catena right in the nick of time breaking that up. And Trevin, you mentioned before who's legal, who's not legal. This thing is completely falling apart here.
Yeah, at this point, I think the officials just looking to count pins, figure out who the winner is as Catena dumps Sage Scott out of the ring. And again, the blood in the water here. They're seeing Cyrus Satin as the weaker link, but he's fighting back, and he's stopping the much larger Catena thus far.
Well, I was going to say, Satin is technically the smallest guy in the match, but He's got the biggest fighting spirit, and it just got power-bombed out of his body.
A pop-up power bomb, as you said, out of his body. And here comes Kendrick trying to catch Catena off guard. That might be it for Cyrus Satin. What a double stomp by Kendrick here. What a leg lariat by Sage Scott. So athletic again, and Satin, signs of life. Hits the Michinoku. Can he capitalize? And look at Jackson Duvalier. Huge man in his own right here. Up on the apron, and I see Satin saw it. Looks distracted here. The official has no clue what to do. Jackson trying to avoid a disqualification, getting off the apron, giving Satin time to climb to the top, but the question is, there it is. I was gonna say, who's gonna show signs of life first, and it's Catena.
Let's say Catena, you saw the focus in his eyes as soon as he saw the precarious position that Satin was in. But wait a minute, Kendrick now.
Yeah, that splash. Is this gonna be it? You gotta be kidding me. Basically hits an attitude adjustment to break up the pin.
It's every man for himself, and Kendrick using his fellow man to break up the pinfall.
Oh, look at this. Kendrick getting worked over by Jackson Duvalier. Referee did not see it. And I was waiting for this. You got Jackson, you got Metros, you got Skinny Vinny. I figured it was a matter of time before someone bent the rules. And of course, it's the Midnight Tribe. Guess what? 4 men are down. We could have no winner right now. You see the referee is counting everybody, counting them out, and it looks like the guys are trying to get to their feet. They're gonna break that count, but everyone is in bad shape.
Well, Trevin, it's times like this, it comes down to who's got something left in the tank. Who wants this? As we said at the first match, this is about opportunities. This is about getting on the right radars and really impressing not only the fans here, but management, everyone watching at home. Oh, little do-si-do.
Yeah, the clotheslines. And again, all 4 men are down, and as you pointed out, it is about opportunity here. And is Satin gonna capitalize? See him rolling over, but he couldn't quite get his faculties together to try to make a pin on Sage Scott, who's now showing signs of life. Looks like Kendrick's gonna roll out of the ring. Catena can't even get up. Truly, I mean, this is like a wreck on I-75.
It's anybody's game right now, technically, because all 4 men are barely conscious here. Satin up to a vertical base.
Satin and Catena now battling it out in the center of the ring. You gotta again ask yourself, how low are the gas tanks here? As Kendrick low bridge takes out Catena, but now Satin and Sage Scott in the center of the ring. And I don't think Satin has any idea that Scott's behind him.
Sage Scott, such a powerhouse and so devious at times. Uh-oh. Huge press once again. Could this be all? Wait a second.
Yeah, Catena, or should I say, Satin lands on his feet. As Sage Scott, his momentum takes him out of the ring.
And we've got more men on the outside than we had in this multi-man matchup.
And the WWN faithful asked for it. They said, fly, Cyrus, fly, and he just did.
A Suicida taking out basically a third of the roster here in terms of all the guys on the outside, but Catena, oh!
Yeah, I was thinking pop-up powerbomb again. Instead, Kennedy caught him there, hit the sick kick. Catena's in trouble. Satin now in the ring. See, nope.
Head scissors putting.
Yeah, it was successful here.
In the corner, sushi roll up, 3, that's it!
Here is your winner, Cyrus Satin!
An absolute flurry of action here, Zach. What? Oh, look at this. Outside of the ring, you got the Metro Brothers, the Midnight Tribe arguing. Of course, Skinny Vinny surveying his man from across the ring. They can argue all day. The bottom line right now is Cyrus Satin victorious here. It's the ACW faithful trying to egg him on. And I was about to say, what a way to wrap up our Facebook live stream. Just an indication of what to expect here on DTA 2019. But I'll tell you guys right now, as I see random pyro, that doesn't mean the second hour of Nitro. That actually, I can't believe what I'm being told, but ladies and gentlemen, we are actually going to continue. We are going to continue the stream here on Facebook Live. Get this. It is going to be sponsored by Heartbreak Enterprises.